So it's recently come to discussion that people think Alex Pereira is ducking Magomed Ankalaev, and I just do not think that's true at all. People have this misconception that Alex Pereira is just ducking Magomed. He's dunking Ankalaev. He's like, he knows Ankalaev is his kryptonite. Ankalaev is gonna submit him. Ankalaev is gonna wrestle him. Ankalaev can even knock him out in the feet. And I wonder where people come with this misconception or this idea that Magomed is like some undefeated prospect and he's just gonna knock everyone out, the next champ, and he's like Dagestani, he's the next generation, man, like Dagestani wrestling, bro. Like, come on, guys, let's be realistic for once. Let's be realistic. Magomed hasn't shown any impressive grappling. Like, people say he's a grappler, but most of his wins aren't even by submission or anything like that. He doesn't even use his grappling that much. I just don't think that Alex Pereira is ducking Magomed Ankalaev as much as I think Ankalaev is just trying to call the shots. We saw him last time, I think, try to call a fight for Abu Dhabi. Like, you're not the champ, bro. You're not the champ. You don't call for fights to happen in certain fights. Or I think last time they wanted to fight him, it was during Ramadan in April. I think it was April. I might be wrong. I don't know when Ramadan is. I'm not Muslim. But it was around that time frame, and they were saying, oh, I can't fight around that time. Magomed was saying, I can't fight around that time. It's Ramadan. Now, as much heat as I give Bilal Muhammad, because I really don't like Bilal Muhammad, I respect the fact that he actually fights during Ramadan, and he doesn't let his religion get in the way. I don't have a problem with religious fighters or anything like that. I'm religious myself. I'm personally a Christian, but I don't really bring it up because it's not relevant to the conversation. But I just don't really see why people bring it up as an excuse for why they won't fight. I just think that it's a bit of like an annoying excuse and a convenience. Like, you can't really like make your lifestyle force everyone else to not play ball. And I just have this misconception, or not misconception, I have this idea that Magomed isn't as good as people think he is. Can he knock out Alex Pereira? Yeah, sure. Pereira is a little bit chinny at times. Of course, his chin has definitely gotten better at light heavyweight. But I still feel like he's chinny at times. And I still think because like the way his style is, he's kind of like square-footed. I don't know what you call his stance. It's kind of weird. But his stance is kind of weird. And like the way it is, it kind of makes him like suspect to be a little bit hit sometimes. We see him get caught by Khalil Roundtree during his third title defense. I think I'll give that to Khalil, just being like really fast and explosive. Khalil really leveled up, man. A lot of people had the misconception that Khalil was going to be an easy defense. I wasn't. I was one of those people that thought Khalil was actually going to give him a tough fight, and it did. That was a really good fight, actually. But then again, we also have to remember that Pereira was actually sick during that fight and wasn't at 100%. So we have to be honest with ourselves, and that's really respectable. It's really hard trying to do anything when you're sick. I remember I was sick like a month ago, and it just felt like so hard to do anything. You just wanted to stay in bed all day. I can't imagine actually like being a fighter and fighting while you're sick. Your immune system is terrible. You're taking antibiotics so you can recover, and antibiotics take a toll on your like bacteria around your body, and it just really sets you down. It makes you grounded. You don't really feel as strong as you are. You don't have that same energy. So I do wonder how that fight would have went if Alex Pereira wasn't sick. But back to the topic at hand, I don't think Magomed Ankalaev is the answer to Alex Pereira, nor do I think that Alex Pereira is ducking Magomed Ankalaev. Why would he be scared of fighting a 205er when he's literally open to fighting Tom Aspinall and John Jones? Especially Tom Aspinall, that guy is like the most dangerous fighter in the UFC. It's not a cap or anything like that, as the younger people would say. That guy is really dangerous. Every time he strikes with people, I think he has the shortest fight time average in the UFC. And every time he hits people, they just go sitting down. Like, it's not a cold knockout. Like, how do you say? Like, when Topuria flatlined Max, or when Topuria flatlined Volk. It's not a cold knockout, but he just keeps knocking down people, which is just really impressive. I think he might actually be the hardest hitter at heavyweight, besides, past fighters like Francis Ngannou. I know people say Pavlich hits harder than Aspinall, but I don't think Pereira is scared of Magomed Ankalaev. I just don't think so, and I don't think he's ducking him. I just think Magomed is making him hard on himself by calling the shots. He doesn't really know how to act. He keeps saying, let's fight in Abu Dhabi, or I don't want to fight during Ramadan. Like, you can't call the shots when you're not the champ, bro. You're not even Hamza Chimaev. Even he's not calling the shots, because look at right now. We're getting the rematch with Sean Strickland and Dricus du Plessis. Personally, I don't really care about that fight. Nobody wants to see it. We should have got Hamza Chimaev versus Dricus du Plessis. Instead, I don't really care about the rematch. Personally, I just think Dricus is going to improve because usually when people become champion, they improve. They kind of like level up and become better fighters. And I just think Dricus is going to finish Strickland. Not finish Strickland, but I think he's going to have an easier time than the last fight. And I just don't think it's going to be that impressive. But yeah, I don't think Magomed is the answer. I don't think he's going to make Alex Pereira look like a fool. He's going to be the next champ or this or that. What I think is his next fight is probably going to be Ankalaev. Probably around March. No, not March. Probably around April or May. And then after that, I think he moves up to heavyweight. What else is there to prove? Now, if Jamal Hill does win his match with Jiri Prochazka, do you actually think that Jamal Hill is going to get a rematch? Like, I don't want Alex's career at light heavyweight to just be title rematches. It would be nice to see him just get different wins for once instead of rematches. Rematch with Jiri, rematch with Hill. Then you got Ankalaev and Roundtree. Like, those are good wins. But, there's different fighters to fight. I really do think that if he beats Ankalaev, it's time to move up to heavyweight, challenge John Jones or challenge Tom Aspinall for the heavyweight belt. And I think if Alex Pereira does actually win the heavyweight belt, that makes him the GOAT of the sport because there's no other fighter that has ever won 3 belts in 3 different divisions, especially with such a massive difference in weight from 185 to 205 to 265. That's crazy. You can't deny him as the GOAT at that point. And I know some people will say that's insane. You can't call someone that only won 3 belts the GOAT. Yeah, well, how about a guy that won the light heavyweight belt and defended it? What? If he defends it against Ankalaev, that's 4 times, and then he wins the belt too. That's impressive. That's impressive. Oh, and if he actually even defends it once against heavyweight, that's history right there. But anyways, that's it for this video. At the end of the day, I'm just saying, I don't think Ankalaev is the answer. I don't think he's going to beat Alex. And I don't think that Alex is scared or is ducking him. Anyways, that's it for this one. See you in the next one.